Good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon, folks. I hope you're all having a wonderful, fantastic day. Nobody has a fantastic day like me. Nobody. I'm just kidding. Everyone has a fantastic day like me. Now, folks, let's get into it. Let's get started because I have some huge news for you. Some huge, bigly news concerning the Georgia ballot. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's see here. Now you guys know I live in Georgia, right? I live in North Atlanta, and there's some news about Brian Kemp too. For example, I did a video a couple of days ago where you guys can look into the TPL playlist, and it's in there somewhere where he ended unemployment, and apparently now the most recent thing with Brian Kemp is what was it? I forgot, but it'll come back. It'll come back. All right, so look, a Georgia judge decides to unseal absentee ballots in Fulton County for review. Okay, now this is coming from the Epoch Times. Now it was written by Zach Stieber. Hey, wait a minute, I gotta have oh man, okay, we're gonna have to look at it from another free website because I don't want to pay them money for reading this stuff dang it. All right, bear with me, folks. Just bear with me 1 second while I go ahead and get it started. Georgia ballots review. It looks to move forward. Okay, this is from fetchyournews.com. Let's see what it says. Georgia's ballot audit case looks to move forward on Friday. What's today? Friday? Okay, so today. All right, this is for LEJ, Georgia. LEJ is actually probably like maybe 50 minutes away from where I'm at. So beautiful countryside over there. Beautiful LEJ, beautiful countryside. Fantastic, wonderful, I love it. Garland Favorito. Okay, Garland Favorito outlined the progress of voter Georgia's legal case to uncover potential voter, the thing with here it is, right? Potential voter frogs in the 2020 thingy of November. Favoritos, a co-plaintiff in the voter Georgia lawsuit to examine 147,000 ballots from the November thingy. In March, Henry County Chief Justice Brian Amado granted the organization access to digital ballot images. Favorito and company have stated the low-resolution 200 dpi, which stands for dots per inch, that those images aren't of a high enough quality for experts to properly examine. Images need 600 dpi and color images to fully determine discrepancies in ballots. On Friday, the plaintiffs will be asking for physical access to the Fulton County ballots. Also on Friday, the findings from the 2020 DPI images will be released. Oh my goodness, and I cannot wait to get those images from what's going on, because oh boy, it's getting started now. If granted access, a team of forensic experts, senior poll managers, and others will inspect the ballots. They're still finalizing the exact process, but the ballots will be scanned again. Other methods being discussed are ultraviolet lights, digital photography, and electronic image analysis. Jesus, just bring the whole Ghost Hunters crew on this one, because they're digging so deep down the rabbit hole on this one that we're gonna need a bigger shovel, guys. We're gonna need a bigger shovel. We're gonna need an auger to drill out all the crap that's involved here with the thingy over here in Fulton County. Again, we need shovels and an auger. Okay, let's continue reading. The physical ballots would be inspected while in Fulton County's custody. Well, I wouldn't trust it with Fulton County. Send it up over here in the north. We'll keep it nice and safe in one of our vaults over here, right? Because this just opens up a leeway for them to be able to boof around and maybe redact or something, say maybe hide some stuff, right, that maybe they don't want us to know. So, but we'll see. So the physical ballots would be inspected while in Fulton County's custody. Voter Georgia won't take the ballots off site. Oh, that's what I just said. They won't take it off site. Nah, man. There's already, you see, it's already fishy. It's already, nah. They need to get out of Fulton County because that's where the shenanigans happened, and let a third party come in and inspect that and take care of them. Essentially, give it to another county. Georgia's big. It ain't just Fulton County. Fulton County's small. There's bigger counties like Gwinnett, DeKalb. You got Henry County. You got Walter County. Walton County. I mean, you got a bunch of different counties, right? You got you got Forsyth County, you got all that. You got Lumpkin County. You got a bunch of counties that, yeah, send it to Lumpkin. There you go. Send the ballots over to Lumpkin County. They'll keep them safe there for you. Okay, so okay, voter Georgia won't take the ballots offsite. Favorito appeared confident they could identify any frogs votes if capable of conducting a physical ballot audit. Secretary of State's office filed an amicus brief asking the judge to allow only a review of the ballot images, not a physical inspection. It cited a change to Georgia's Open Records Act prohibiting a tangible ballot audit and voter confidentiality. Favorito accused Secretary of State Brad Vegenberger of covering up discrepancies in Georgia's hand count audit in November. And what was I just talking about? What do I preach about? Why do I constantly keep saying about Vegenberger and Kempf? That they're both rhinos and rats, and they're both leeches, and they're cockroaches, and they need to be stomped out of office and replaced and get replaced with actual patriots like Vernon Jones, for example, who's running for governor here in the next elections in 2022. So my vote goes for Rep. Vernon Jones. Great guy, great guy, fantastic guy, wonderful. Okay, so yeah, I was saying earlier that the whole, these are the swamp, these are the leeches, just like in Arizona with the board of electors. Please don't do the audit, please. They're scared because, and they're scattering because they know that the truth is going to come to light. Okay, so Favorito accused the secretary, blah blah. The plaintiffs completely against the dumb onion voting system, even advocating against the system years ago. Ironic. He believes Vegenberger should have ordered an audit of the machines after people continued to come forward with voting issues in the 2020 November thingy. Many Americans want to know if the right person won, if the right person won and can regain trust in the election system. They want assurance of honest elections in America, explained Favorito, who stated he didn't vote for President 45. He voted for a third-party write-in. Wow, so totally unbiased. And even he's asking, like, hey, what the hell's going on, man? Anyone interested in watching the hearing Friday can go to votergeorgia.org starting at 9 a.m. And I guess the video's up on Rumble over here. And
all right, folks, we are back. I am your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on FYNTV.com. And, let's get right into this segment. I've got a special guest I'm going to bring right in here in a minute. You are listening out there. I know this audience. You're hearing Audit in New Hampshire. You listened to Michigan, Antrim County, and you listened to a judge yesterday that rejected their audit. You're paying attention to the audit in Maricopa County, Arizona, all across this country.
right,
No matter what the hashtag deep state corporate corrupt media want to lead you to believe, all across this country,
correct.
Americans just truly
That's right.
want to find out the
Exactly.
actual results of the 2020 presidential
There we go.
election
There we go.
and many more. Some of them
Exactly.
state and local elections. You just want to
Exactly.
find out the actual
And guys, let me go ahead and there's a reason why I'm gonna play it here on YouTube live right now for y'all. But if it's on Rumble, then the chances is because and it's not on YouTube is because they don't want y'all. This platform does not want y'all to hear what he has to say about what's going on. So he had to upload that video over to Rumble. But we're gonna take a look at it right now, live. In fact, I'm gonna direct y'all in the comment section that if it's let me go ahead and write the comment here. Let's go. So let's take a look at what's going on over here. This is from BKP Politics, and this video is again on guys on Rumble. It's on Rumble because they won't this platform will not allow it because they talk a lot about what's going on, and let's go ahead and take a look. I will have to interrupt them so then the machines don't take a like a listen and disrupt that pattern of hearing, right? Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and
You want to know, can you trust these machines?
right.
Did your vote count?
Did it?
There's a big difference because the media will
Uh-huh.
want to say recount.
Recount.
Why are they doing this? There's
Why?
already been 3 or 4 recounts.
Exactly.
Big difference in an audit
Right.
versus a recount.
Right.
Now my next guest, they have been for some time,
Right.
working with, and when I say
Right.
working with, they have brought a suit down in
Okay. Okay.
Henry County.
Henry County, I was just talking about that.
Superior Court Justice Brian Amaro. Now, my personal
Okay.
opinion, Judge Amaro has been open and listening.
Right.
He has not shut the door at anything.
Okay.
And this group, voterga.org, they want to tangibly look, if my memory's correct, at 147,000 absentee ballots. We've got so many ballots that have no folds. We want to see
Right.
the impression that says Biden was marked by a laser or what happened.
Or what happened?
We want to do an audit this group, and that court case continuing comes up this Friday, and we'll bring our guest in, Garland Favorado, voter GA.
Favorado.
Let's get Garland.
Favorito.
And good morning, Garland. How are you?
Good morning, Brian. Good to be back with you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good to be back with you, my friend. Okay, now were you able to hear my opening?
Yes,
What I
I
was-
did. Thank you very much, and you were right on the money. 147,000 is exactly the right number that we're expecting.
Okay, so I like that. We're going to record that. I
Me
love
too.
being on the money. Okay, so I'll take that.
On the money.
That is what we're wanting to do today. Now the hearing. Let's do a little. Let's do a little bit of factual. Get some facts out here. The hearing is 9 o'clock. Is that 9 o'clock Friday morning? Is that correct?
That's right. We'll be going back to court at 9 o'clock Friday morning. The judge has already given us
Right.
access to the ballot images, and then we'll be
Okay.
talking about, explaining why we still need the ballot, a physical ballot.
Right.
Okay, since the last time you were in court, and I watched the entire hearing, and I plan to watch it Friday. Since the last time you were in court, we have not had you on the show. We've not put a lot of pressure on you because it's been very important that you follow the judge's orders, and he's been very directive that what you find and what you see comes to him, not the media, so it doesn't spill out as rumor or it's misunderstood. And he is the one, once the information is together, he is the one that will release it in the way he wants to. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, that's right. Once it's presented in court, of course, it becomes public information. But what we're trying to avoid is not trying the case in the media before we go to court. So, and we respect that.
Okay.
That decision.
Right.
I think we have been abiding by it.
So last time you did present a plan. You wanted to know who would have cash in custody. Now what you're trying to do is tangibly get the 147,000 ballots to do an audit. And what he wanted you to do is present a plan. You presented your plan last time. We heard the opposition from the Secretary of State, the opposition from Fulton. But he listened to everything, and I'm just going to paraphrase here, but he did order them to give you a disc with the images. Were ordered to get a disc. You did tell me in a conversation,
Yep.
off the record, not off the record, you told me off an interview conversation, you did get that disc. Now this Friday, you're going back to,
Right.
ballots and how you would generally audit them. Am I right? Is that what you're planning to do Friday?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Brian, the images are only 200 DPI. They are single bit color. The experts need 600 DPI. They need grayscaling as well. We really get a well established before already with the value. So that would be one of the reasons why we get physical entities out there to get better images so we can determine if we have counterfeit ballots, if so, how many do we have?
Okay, now let's for our audience, DPI is that dots per inch? Is that correct?
Exactly, Brian. It's just like the resolution on your camera, pixel resolution, or on your computer screen.
Now the 200 is very low resolution, and it's not. It doesn't allow you to use forensic equipment to do a clear check to see
CanCon.
of the ballot. So you want 600. That's the actual.
What do you mean no sound?
Yeah, so the expert, actually, physical count.
You know what? You're right. Oops. Hold on.
Paper differences, paper stock differences at that DPI.
Now, let me ask you this. We're hearing through Maricopa County and other attempts to audit results, but we're hearing in Maricopa County and many times we will hear the media say, there's been 3 recounts, there's been several recounts, and this is just a wasted time, and it's just conspiracy theater. But audits, explain the difference to our viewers when they're hearing somebody on the media say, well, there's been 3 recounts and this is the big lie. Give us the definition, or what's the difference in a recount and an audit?
Yeah, so I'm so glad you asked that question, Brian. Let me address it from what happened in Georgia. So first of all, as you know, Georgia has a voting system that accumulates votes out of a barcode. It's 100% unverifiable to the voters. We recommended strongly and argued against buying this machine in the first place, which is it's already cost well over $100 million and another $100 million on ongoing expenses to maintain it and licensing and all of that. So when it counts, it accumulates unverifiable votes in a barcode that the voter never verified. That's the first problem. The recount that was ordered here, according to the state election board rules that were passed, again, over our objections, they said for a recount, we are just going to rescan the results that were in that barcode that the voter never verified in the first place. So they're just going to republish the previous unverifiable votes. So that's 2 down. The third one is the audit. And as you were mentioning, Brian, so we did have an audit here in Georgia, a hand count audit of the race. That would have been a good thing. However, when the Secretary of State set that up, they set it up in a way that it was fatally flawed in multiple ways. First of all, the counties, a lot of the counties didn't have Democrat and Republican representatives at the tables. They didn't monitor the upload point for the data after the folks, the auditors counted the results. They put the results on the sheet of paper. Nobody monitored the upload point where that data was uploaded into the system in many counties. But the most important thing, Brian, is that the data was entered into the Secretary of State system. So the counties, for the most part, did not have the results of their own audit. They had to, if you wanted to know what the results were, they'd have to tell you to go ask the Secretary of State. So the chain of custody of the audit was broken, and that compromised the entire audit in the state of Georgia. And what we're seeing results.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. The results didn't match up. They're not matching up as the way they should. I apologize.
Okay, so now what we wanted to get to this morning. Friday, you will be back before the judge, and you do Friday. Have and I don't. Can you tell us? And we understand you can't jeopardize. I think, and let me ask your opinion. I think Judge Amaro is taking every possible step to move forward methodically, and actually, I'm not really upset with the way he's handled this at this point. What say you where the judge is concerned?
Exactly right, Brian. He's been very fair to both sides. He's listened to us. He's heard our concerns. He's listened to the county, and he's trying to address their concerns. I think he understands the need for this. I think he understands that the amicus brief filed by the Secretary of State and the Attorney General doesn't really hold much water. We have since had 2 more amicus briefs filed in our behalf, one by Tea Party Patriots and one by the Filipino, Latino, and Asian empowerment movement. So I think it all comes down to what you're saying. Basically, he understands the need. The sworn affidavits justify the inspection. The affidavits that where senior poll managers believe that they handle these counterfeit ballots and they swore to it. So I think he's just being careful. It's painfully slow the way the process is going, but he's been thorough, and I think it's going to be done right when we get a chance to do it. I believe he will give us the chance. Hopefully. It's just a matter of time and making sure that everything is done on the up and up on both sides. So I'm in favor opinion. Mm-hmm.
If he gives you the chance, my feeling watching the judge here in this particular case here in Georgia, if he gives you the chance, I'm feeling it's going to be pretty hard for people not to say he wasn't thorough, where in some other places they're challenging that. So that's the one side with him. Now, not to jeopardize anyway your case Friday, can you tell us how you feel about Friday morning going in after what you've seen on the desk, being able to actually say to the judge, and we'll all learn this together from your findings. But do you feel good that Friday morning you'll be able to go in and say, Your Honor, we got them for Fulton County. Here is the details of why we appreciate them handing them over. Here's the reasons why we can prove today that we actually have to see the ballots. So I guess my question is, what you noticed and were able to look at on the disk of images, do you think it bolsters your case Friday morning to tell the judge, hey, here's our reasons, we got to see the real deal?
Well, yeah, I think it does. We did locate and some significant discrepancies, but I'm not even sure that it will come down to that. I think it's just a matter of the experts saying that no, we have to have the 600 DPI. We've looked at these 200 DPI images with no color, no grayscale, and we are that's not adequate for us to make the determination. So it may just simply come down to that one issue, and it may not even matter what we found in the ballot images. But if it does, and he does want to know what we found in more detail, we will certainly be prepared to give him the information as to why we need to go further with the inspection on physical ballots.
Exactly.
Share with us. Can you highlight your team of experts, and can you, if Judge Amaro says Friday to Fulton County, we are going to set up this audit, this forensic audit, and we want the actual ballots produced. Can you tell us who your team of experts are and what that audit will be like? Can you lay that out for us now? What kind of equipment they're going to be using to scan these ballots? In fact, out in Maricopa County, I noticed there's a light that they could shine over to see if the depression is by a pen, or the depression, or there's no depression and it's by an inkjet or something like that, putting it in. You know what I'm saying? So can you explain to us? Can you tell us who your team is and what that process is going to be, and how you're going to be analyzing these ballots?
Well, I can tell you who the team is, and the process is we're still making some tweaks to it. We like the ultraviolet light, but we're looking at other digital photography as well. We are planning to scan the ballots, as we've said all along, with the high-speed scanners. But our team of experts, I feel really, really comfortable with. First of all, we have experts that are senior poll managers who are going to help identify these counterfeit ballots. Then we're going to have document forensic experts who will look at them. These are like 25-year forensic document experts. We're planning on, I think, still having one or two on site to look at the ballots. And then we will do an electronic image analysis, and we'll likely rely on Joanne Pulitzer for that. And he'll probably be working with some of those experts to develop software that puts their intelligence into the automation process with the software. So that's kind of our team of experts, in addition to a lot of volunteers who have been audit monitors and recount monitors, that sort of thing. So we're really, really comfortable in the team. The process will still make some adjustments in it. We haven't really finalized it yet. We're still talking about it. But whether to use an ultraviolet light or versus a quad cam or that kind of thing, we're still kind of discussing a few ins and outs. But that's what we plan to do. We think it's really good. We're going to do it while it's in the chain of custody of the county. They can maintain the custody while we do this, so there's no concern about us taking the ballots off site and something happening to them. So we'll be good to go. We expect that there'll probably be a couple of weeks of planning, that has to be done even after a decision is made. So, but we'll be ready, and we'll have the best team, and we will, if they're counterfeit ballots, we'll find them, and we'll be able to identify the number of them.
Now, Pulitzer is part of the team. Did I pronounce that correct?
We'll rely on him for the image analysis of the team, which is electronic image analysis, and we'll still. I know when we.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I know when we set the interview up, I said 20 minutes. Can you stay another 5? Can you stay another 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got 2 more areas that I want to cover, and God forgive me for dealing with common sense. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry, but the question I get all the time from people when I'm having lunch or out at Republican Party meetings or whatever it may be is, if this is a done deal where our governor and our Secretary of State and everybody's concerned, this is a done deal, and as the media calls it, the big lie, why not just, hey, let you look at things, and then if what they say, if Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State, if what he says is true, then it would validate him, and he could go around and campaign and say, hey, look, Garland Favorado and voterga.org, they looked at these, and that would actually allow him to be able to go out and campaign on that, to try to win re-election. So the number one question I get is, with this amicus brief, What is the pushback from the Secretary of State? A lot of people out there, Garland, don't understand why the pushback from our own Secretary of State. What say you?
Well, that's the biggest mystery, or one of the biggest ones, is why he's covering up here. But I think the reason is that they don't want us to inspect the ballots because of what we've already found with the images, and that there's some discrepancies in the hand count audit. So I think that's what his concern is, that once we inspect these ballots, it's going to show that the hand count audit didn't add up correctly, and we have certified results that aren't correct. And that's what his concern is, and that's why he's pushing back so much.
I don't like to play off words and and open up something that's not there. But you did use cover up. Do you think yourself that there's some cover up in the Secretary of State's office? Those were your words, but I'm not trying to put pressure on you and twist your words, as they say. My dad used to say, "Don't twist your words around."
Well, no, thank you, Brian. But I don't mind saying that. I've said it multiple times. But here's the problem. Every time there is a problem with these Dominion machines, and we found a variety of them, this is outside the ballot case, the Secretary of State's office has attacked the county elections director who found the problem. And they've tried to get the county elections director fired, and they have protected Dominion, the voting system vendor, who they have given hundreds of millions of dollars for. Oh. So, when the Secretary of State tries to get an elections director fired, as they did in Coffee County and Floyd County, and they tried to get one fired in Spalding County, all of whom were whistleblowers. So when the Secretary of State is going around the country, the state of Georgia, trying to take out whistleblower county election directors who have uncovered problems with Dominion, I don't mind calling that what it is. That looks like a cover-up to me. What the Secretary of State should have done was to order forensic exams on the Dominion machines. He chose not to do that. He chose instead to try to get the elections directors of these counties fired for trying to uphold the integrity and the security of their elections and for their own constituents in their county. So that was atrocious. It's happened multiple times, and I don't mind calling it out.
Well, Garland, let me say this. I know you're focused in like a laser beam on Georgia. You have been for years. So folks out there, this is not just something this gentleman, I'm just gonna throw a number out. 10 years ago I bumped into this guy, and we were discussing the voting machines before they were changed. So this is not something that Garland just started looking at last week. So I know you're zeroed in like a laser beam on Georgia, where I was going with that. Can you comment? Have you heard about Fayette County, Pennsylvania yesterday, and their primary? Guess what? The barcode reader was spitting them out and would not take them in this county. Their barcode reader was rejecting ballots. That was in the primary yesterday in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. And can you also, do you have any comments you can share on maybe something you've been watching and paying attention to with your team out in Maricopa County, Arizona?
Yeah, so first of all, as I said earlier, voting machines should not have barcodes. So that's number one. In regards to Arizona, the Secretary of State's implementation manager, Gabe Sterling, tries to claim that is not transparent when they have 9 cameras out there on every little single angle, and his own boss is filing a amicus brief to prevent us from seeing ballots which would be transparent. So, Brian, let me just last point that I think you mentioned was really important I didn't get back to was the big lie thing. So the big lie is that there's no evidence of voter fraud in America. So let me just give you Georgia. We have 4 sworn affidavits from seasoned poll managers who said they handled counterfeit ballots in the Fulton County audit. We have the audio, the video from State Farm Arena where you can see multiple violations of Georgia law. And now we have images that more or less corroborate some of this information, which we'll be showing, I think, later on in the week. But so the big lie is that there's no evidence of election fraud in the country. Just in Georgia alone, there is all that evidence of election fraud. So those that keep saying that it's a big lie, they are the big liars. And this will all be exposed eventually in some amount of time. I don't know what, but I think we'll get to the bottom of it before the year's over.
Yep.
Well, you know, I think going back to Maricopa County, Garland, I've been taking my afternoons and focusing on trying to get about an hour a day to do research on Maricopa County just to stay in the loop. And what I'm seeing is they're rushing in the media, and I'm gonna say the Democrats and the media, and many of them are rushing in there to try to make a mess and try to make a mess and call it chaos and one thing after another. And my impression is to make it look like it's not accurate in any way, and seeing if they can cause any problems maybe upcoming in Georgia. So that's why I asked that. Maricopa County. I will say the big lie, Garland, the one thing that gets me is I'm tired of hearing overturn an election. Now, for me, my pet peeve when I hear it in my ears, I hear the media say, yes, the big lie bothers me, but overturn an election. I personally do not want to overturn an election. The American people actually want the election results. You follow what I'm saying? Right. We're not looking to overturn something. We're asking for the election results.
That's it.
So that's with me every time I hear that.
Right. That's exactly it. And you have to be able to prove that the results are correct. Otherwise, you don't have legitimate elections in America.
Amen. And
we're no better than any third world banana republic.
Amen.
So we've got to do this correctly, or America is toast.
The American people do not want, and I keep telling people, Garland, and I know you're staying with me, and I'm sorry to keep you, but I keep telling people, take Trump's name out. Now, I support Donald Trump. My personal political views is I supported Donald Trump, but I keep telling people, take Trump totally out of the equation, okay? And now think of it this way. The American people just want to know that the person occupying the White House is the person that legitimately won. That's it. And if him or her did not win, then we're not ready to accept that. Forget Donald Trump. I hate to put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Brian, as you probably know, that we're a nonpartisan organization.
Yes.
We've been nonpartisan for 15 years. I didn't actually even vote for Donald Trump. We have our own candidate. We ran as a write-in, Don Blankenship, who I voted for. And but it's all about honest elections in America. That's what this is about. And the news media is going to try to spin every conceivable lie that they can to say that it's something else. But they know they're protecting and they're trying to facilitate corrupt elections for the future of America. And that is not where we want to go. We want honest, transparent elections, provable results. That's what America is about. And it's time that the news media figured that out.
Amen.
What's the support been, Garland? Because the American people, are you getting inquiries and emails from all over the world, all over the United States? Are you, how interested from you, how interested are the American people, not just Georgians, in what's going on?
Amazing. We're getting amazing support, calls of support. We're getting donations, from all over the country that's helping us stay alive. Our lawsuit is not funded with any big bucks from these special interest organizations. It's funded on the backs of the patriots in America, They have gone to voterga.org, our donate tab, and they've chipped in a few bucks to keep us alive. We're alive and well. We're ready to fund this inspection, and we've still got some more funds to raise. But they've helped out. They've called me. They've thanked me, and I'm just the face of an organization. There's probably 500 people that are helping us, just in the state of Georgia and doing all sorts of things. So it's an amazing, wonderful experience that it's indescribable, what's going on right now in America and all the support we have.
Garland, you're only human, and we get tired. We're physical beings. We get tired. We get run down, and this has been a lot of pressure on you and the entire team. But you yourself, this has been a lot of pressure, and there's got to be days where you get up exhausted. You have to, honestly, exhausted, and you click on your email, and it's swamped full of people saying, thank you, don't give up, keep going. And it's got to be inspiring every day and fire you up, is it not?
Brian, you just really hit it. You really hit the nail on the head there. That's what keeps me going. I get all these thank yous for what you're doing, and just really heartfelt thanks, and they're so warm. And you're right. That's exactly what keeps us going, and it's just. It's so encouraging to knowing that you're doing something important and some people believe in you. And it's a big responsibility. I have an obligation, not just to myself and not just to, some voters in Georgia, but now it's really to people even outside of Georgia. So it's a tall order, but that's what keeps us going, is all those calls, letters, donations, thank yous, and we appreciate every one. And we haven't even had a chance to send out thank you notes to all these folks who have been trying to help us out. So, but we are certainly appreciative of it.
Garland, anything today we didn't touch on, or anything you want people to know that we weren't able to cover, that you wanted to make sure people hear before you leave, and anything about the case Friday? Anything we left out today?
Well, just that if they want to view the case, it will be up, Brian, on voterga.org on the events tab. The links are already up there. We've got it'll tell you up while you're in voterga.org, you can find our press releases and our legal briefs on the legal tab, and the history and the background of what we're doing. So it's all up there on voterga.org, or if you want to follow us, we're still on Twitter and Facebook. It's @voterga, or Garland at VoterGA is the key words. That stands for Voters Organized for Trusted Election Results in Georgia. And so we thank you there. You can donate up there as well at voterga.org. And we appreciate you, Brian, and Fetcher News, and all the folks who have covered us and helped us get the word out, because you are essential to us staying alive as well. So thank you for all you're doing as well.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. I like the way you put, we're still on Twitter and Facebook. It's like we don't know when we're going to get. It's still on. Garland, you got a lot of prep work to do between now and Friday. We will be tuned in. We have voterga.org on the screen for people to see it, and we'll be talking about it. And after Friday, let's schedule something early next week, get you back in here and talk about what the judge decides Friday, okay?
Sounds good, Brian. Thank you for covering us. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. You have a great day. Okay, folks, again, Friday morning, 9 a.m., you could watch this. And now this is very interesting, and it's big, okay? You might think, well, the courtroom, is boring. It's not. It's very, very important. And you could go to voterga.org. The link will be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. It'll be right there. You can watch it from the judge, okay? Judge Brian Amaro in Henry County. They will be asking for, as you heard Garland say, they have good reason that they need these ballots. For what you may have heard, this judge, until Friday at 9, right now, he's methodically gone through step by step And I think he's done a good job. So when he gives them the ballots, nobody can argue that he didn't thoroughly give everybody their day in court, as they say, your day in court. But anyhow, we will have this up to share with your friends. You're going to want to get this out to everybody ASAP between now and Friday on our Rumble channel. Don't forget, Voice of Rural America, Voice of Rural America on Rumble. We will have this interview up to share with your family and friends and everybody across the country at about 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning. We're going to take a break. We'll come back, talk a little Georgia politics, Israel. The list goes on. Oh, Joe was driving an electric truck yesterday. Too bad they didn't have it up in Scranton, PA. The only thing missing is I'm in Scranton, PA, driving an electric truck.
Folks, that was Garland, Favorito, and Brian of BKP Politics. Great guys, great show. In for the fight, in for the wonderful, wonderful fight. The unfolding events that we're seeing right now are just incredible. Incredible, terrific people. Terrific, wonderful people fighting for the cause so we can get America great again and America first again. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna take a little break as well. As you just heard, that was Garland Favorito and Brian of BKP Politics. Now, for those of you who don't know, Garland Favorito is the founder of voterga.org, and he's in the fight for voter integrity and all of those things. And because I live in Georgia, I'm actually going to email his office to see if I can schedule a person-to-person live interviews and do a live stream of the interview in real time. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot him an email. And if he responds, I'll let you guys know. So that way y'all can stay tuned for that interview live in person with Garland Favorito. I'm going to go ahead and recommend you guys go to voterga.org so that you guys can chip in a little donation if you guys could. If you can't, that's fine. But here in Georgia, we must win this fight. Arizona's in the fight. Pennsylvania's in the fight. We're in the fight. Florida's in the fight. Remember, guys, these are the original 13 colonies of the United States of America. Then you had the Louisiana Purchase, you had all this and that going on. Then, you had California, New Mexico, and all that, seceded from Mexico. But we are part of the original 13 colonies: Georgia, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Louisiana, Tennessee, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. So, when we became the original 13 colonies, what happened was we also promised to unite if things like this were to happen. And as they say, the strong South will rise and win again. And I do believe in that because that's what's happening. And as you guys are seeing it right now. If you guys love the content, make sure you give me a thumbs up so we can push up this message through the YouTube algorithm. And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And subscribe. Peace. Well, and because this is real time, my videos are not unedited. My videos are never gonna be edited. It's always going to be uncut, raw, fresh, right from the factory, in real time. None of that editing stuff. I don't have time for that. I just want the message to get across. Who cares about the editing, adding sound effects, and adding all this pretty stuff? It doesn't matter. I just want to get the message across. Back in the day, they didn't care about having things pretty. They cared about getting the message across. They even deliver messages through horses, through carriages. But again, guys, with that being said, peace, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back later on tonight. Thank you. And thank you, CanCon, for joining in my channel. I love you, bro. You got good content.